Welcome back to another episode of the Higher Level podcast. So tonight we have with us Feedor Chrystall. Right. Thanks for coming on, Fee.
Right.
And as always, Higher Level head coach James Doolan. So quite a few things to cover. I think as we were discussing off camera, the ESPN commentator Stephen A. Smith had some pretty choice words to say about Cowboy Cerrone, and then a video circulated, which we'll definitely talk about that video, but his comments when obviously Rogan was standing there, what he was saying about Cowboy Cerrone, effectively saying he's almost like calling him a quitter, or he quitting the fight. What did you make of the comments? I mean, they were a bit outlandish, I think.
I didn't agree with him. I don't think the guy's got a place to be making comments like that either. He's never been in a cage. He doesn't really understand the sport. It turns out Cowboy had a broken, was it his orbital socket?
Yeah,
I think, and stuff was broke. He's had damage before as well. I don't know why the guy came out with that. He's not got a clue what he's talking about, really.
I know the sports he does cover. I don't really follow much other sport, American football and stuff like that, and I think he is about outlandish, but then to come in and make the comments about an MMA fighter, and it is different for football. Obviously the injuries Cowboy Cerrone, I mean, they were pretty severe injuries, and Conor looked really obviously good that night. And then obviously just to top it all off, then we get to see Stephen A. Smith hitting pads. You're obviously a coach. What was the combination he was throwing?
It was like a sack attack, wasn't it? It was like the first was a low blow. It's obviously getting ready for some kind of street fight. And then he was just kind of flailing a wee bit. I didn't really want to criticise the guy's pad work. He's an old guy hitting pads, so good on him. But it's almost like he's trying to compare MMA to other sports.
Yeah.
Like he's seen guys maybe quitting in whatever sports he covers, football and stuff. But the fact that it was Donald Cerrone just made it even more ridiculous. Like, he's like a fighter's fighter, him. He could have made other comments. Like, Cerrone does seem to... He doesn't seem to do very well under the biggest stages when he gets the main event spot. When he gets those elite caliber guys, he's always fallen a wee bit short. But a guy like that can't criticise a guy like Donald Cerrone. I mean, every single fighter likes him. He's like a fighter's fighter. He's 50 pro fights now. He's fought absolutely everybody. I don't know what the guy was thinking. I don't know if he was maybe wants some attention or something, but he's kind of made himself look like a bit of a tube, I think.
I mean, I would say if the guy's just starting to learn MMA or boxing or whatever the fuck that was, don't criticise him. But I think if you go out and make the comments he made about Cerrone, then that video circulates in, I think you just leave yourself open to get slaughtered. I think it was potentially a dick punch to right hook he was attempting. It looked like
it's gone low.
Aye, but it was. I mean, I think he just got an £8 million contract with ESPN. But
he might. I think he forgets he might actually bump into Donald Cerrone in the hotels and stuff. Like,
aye,
you can't be. The guys are meant to be subjective and impartial when they're doing that job, and it can be hard. Like, they're all going to have their favourites and stuff like that, but this is a guy who's came into a world where nobody knows who he is. He's came from other sports and stuff, and then he starts making comments about one of the most established guys in the sport, and comments that he's got no right to make, really.
I mean, do you think as well, obviously probably nothing will happen with Cerrone. I don't think he's that type of guy. You maybe hear a word with him, but I was listening to another show and they were talking about, let's say it was like Nate Diaz or something like that, he made these comments about, or Masvidal, something like that, and he does bump into them, he's probably going to get a bit of a reality check pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's dealing with professional fighters. The guys are wired a bit different. I know if you're dealing with Stevie, we had an incident with a guy interviewing him. Actually one with Danny as well, and they've just refused to do interviews with the guy again, and actually Stevie was like, if I see him, I'm going to plant one on him. If I get in the lift and he's in the lift going down the stairs, the lift doors are going to open and this guy's going to be sitting slumped over because I'm going to choke him unconscious. But he can't do that.
I know you can't do it, but I wouldn't put it past Stevie, to be fair.
I know.
I think the Danny one was it no, I think it was Jim Edwards, and I think he released some stuff that was off the record.
Aye, he kind of, Danny, we knew about the fight, we were told not to talk about it. Danny's obviously wanted to go on his social media, and Danny hadn't even told some of his family and stuff like that. he hadn't told the promotion he had been with before in Africa, and he was obviously wanting to go on social media and be like, I've signed with the UFC, all my hard work's put in, this guy's got with it and just plastered everywhere. So
because I saw I think it was a sort of post, it was a media scrum, I can't remember if it was post or pre-fight, and I think Jim Edwards asked a question and you pretty much seen Danny's eyes. Danny didn't really answer. It looked like he wanted to grab him, and I think
Danny actually walked up and was like, how you doing, Jim? Have you ruined anybody else's day today? Fucking he's like, I'm not going to ask him any questions.
So it's definitely a fine balance. I think there is a line if you're working in the media, especially if you're somebody that's never fought, stuff like that as well. I think there is a line that you need to stay behind.
I quite like listening to that guy talking about football and stuff. He's always pretty articulate, and I didn't even like American football, but he talks it really well. And then I don't know what he was thinking saying that.
Well, I guess it's served its purpose, because everybody's talking about him, we're talking about him, and I think that's probably what he does, grabs headlines. So from that point of view, he's probably achieved what he set out to achieve.
The UFC was doing really well with who they were picking as well, with the kind of commentator gigs, and like they were bringing in a lot of ex-fighters and stuff to do these gigs, and doing the desk on the shows with Woodley and stuff like that in Bisping, and that all added to it. It made everyone better. Everyone was a wee bit. It was people that actually know what they're talking about, and it's kind of taking a backward step now with this guy coming in and just making daft remarks.
It'll be an ESPN thing, but when it's kind of, because I like the setup. I like the fighters providing the colour and providing the knowledge, and you'll have a guy like an Anik or that who'll do the other side of it. He'll do the play-by-play. I think it always works. I think you need fighters and stuff like that involved, because they've been in the situations and they obviously know more than somebody that hasn't been there. But so definitely it was a talking point anyway, and the video was fun to watch.
Yeah,
I quite enjoyed it. And obviously Fee, you've come on to chat to us wee bit. You've got a fight coming up, and that's on the Evolution of Combat on the 15th of February. So happy to have something scheduled and get back in there. I've known
about this one for quite a while, to be fair. I was meant to fight in November, and that just didn't happen. The lassie pulled out, and then just couldn't get a replacement in time. But I knew this girl could fight in February, so I've known about it since then. So it feels like I've been in camp for a long time. But I just grateful to finally have somebody, and Dan's been really good to me. Dan Hope that runs the show's been really good to me, man. He's pulled a lot of strings and done me a lot of favours to get flying people in for all over the shop. So I'm just grateful to him for that, really.
It's very difficult, like you say, at your weight, trying to get fights. Can it be a frustration thing at some points? You're doing all this work in the gym, you're training, improving, and then you've not got that outlet to go and show that? That's
right. It's crap. Fuck it, I don't know. I try not to think too much about that. Like I do inevitably get really frustrated at times, but I can't. I know I'm going to be in the gym anyway, and I'm training all the time. There's no big gaps in my training, and I'm not just coming in for camps and things. So I just keep putting the work in, and then if something comes up, and if it doesn't, then fuck, I've still got better. Do you know? I think it's now I just know there isn't many fights, so it's you almost expect there to be a few gaps.
So it's just taking the opportunities when they come, then really when they present themselves.
Making sure I'm just ready to take them when they're there.
But yeah, that's like you said there, you're in the gym anyway, so it's effectively not so much training camps anymore. You're training all year round, really, isn't it? I
don't really know what else to do myself, to be honest. So I'm in here all the time anyway, and keep not much busy. Changes.
Well, that's it. And James, just for the coach's point of view, what's it like trying to getting fee matched and stuff like that, comparison to let's say your guys you've got in here training all the time? How different is it and difficult?
She's the hardest person to get matched, to be fair. There's not a lot of girls fighting across the board, and then they're really scattered through different weight classes and stuff like that as well. And there's some maybe there at amateurs who are not want to fight pro, and then it's difficult just with the weight, and there's no generally there's just not a lot of girls in MMA, to be honest. It's the same with other combat sports in this country. There's not a lot of girls doing Thai boxing and jiu-jitsu or anything really.
It's obviously, especially at the weight class as well. There's just, what can you do if the bodies aren't there? I guess. Sorry, on you go.
The next two are Scandinavian, so there seems to be the numbers seem to be coming through in that part of Europe, which is good, but it's still a problem because you're still needing to get promoters to pay to bring girls over with flights, hotels. They need the corner over, and that can affect fees, purse and stuff like that as well, because it's all business really. But again, thankfully that Dan Hope's been excellent with Fish. We got our last fight there and he's sorted this one. I think we've got another match in April at Battle Arena, and then Dan's talking about Fee fighting again later in, I think it's September or something again up here. So it's been good that way that we're starting to get somewhere. But for a long time it was you're sending emails out on a weekly basis, keeping an eye on pull-outs, and just, there's nothing happening for her at all.
At least that's sort of light at the end of the tunnel, and 2020 potentially could be, fingers crossed, a busy year for you. Is it an opportunity as well when you obviously, like you say, all the work you put in the gym, you can get into the cage and you can implement that, and you can actually get a gauge on where you're actually at when you're in the cage in a competitive fight?
I know, like, I feel like there's big jumps, like I make big jumps kind of improvement wise between fights, because I've got a lot more time to just work and kind of where there's no the same pressure on me, like fight, so I've got a lot of like development time, but then at the same time, if you're not fighting very often, it's hard to implement everything that you learn just way under bright lights and fucking in front of all your friends and family and that. But no, there's pros and cons to it. You just need to try and take the positives out of it, really. And there's, like James says, there's I feel like I know where the girls are. I know where the girls are now. Like there's a lot in Finland. There's a couple dotted about in Scandinavia and stuff like that. So I just know where they are. I know who's there, and I'm just trying to find a way to make that work, really.
Well, that's it. It's when you're saying about promoters flying out as well. There's no lot of money in MMA at the higher levels, never mind the regional levels. Is there ever any opportunity, do you think, maybe for you to be the one doing the travelling, you to potentially go out to Finland or go out to Scandinavian countries? Is that something you've thought about?
I'd do that, and I'd do that in a heartbeat. I don't. I like that side of things. All my amateur fights were away from home. I actually prefer fighting away from home. So yeah, I'm totally up for that. It's just, again, it's the same problem for other girls. It's like, well, they've got to find that money to bring me over.
Oh wow.
But I know I'm up for that anytime.
Is that what you're saying? You prefer fighting away from home? Does it feel almost there's a wee bit less pressure when you're away from home as opposed to at home and everybody's potentially there to see you? Is it just you feel a bit looser, less pressure? I enjoy fighting at home. I just think see up until me like last year, all my fights were away, so it's all like you just get used to. It's dead familiar to me fighting away, and I don't know, I quite like just going and seeing places you wouldn't really see otherwise. It's not even, you don't know, fighting in big like destinations, but it's quite nice just to go and see what another place is like. And there is no pressure really. Just go out and do your thing. Well, that's it. And I guess there's a kind of other side of that, like all the difficult stuff we get in fights and opportunities. Do you feel then that there's maybe potentially a quicker opportunity to get into one of the big promotions with there maybe not being as much bodies or girls at that weight? That same is going to apply right across the world, isn't it? So potentially bigger opportunities will come up sooner.
I think so.
I think
once I think if we have a busy year this year, and just build the record up, she's going to end up in Invicta. I don't know what's happening with Invicta. They're not signing as many girls as they used to, and the stuff seems to have changed a bit since they went on Fight Pass. Yeah. But I think that's where she's definitely going to end up. The best girls that are weighter in the world there. So
that's where I want to end up, man. That's like that's always been my goal for the start, really, because that was the first promotion I ever watched, was Invicta. Yeah. Like the very first fight I ever watched, I didn't know the UFC existed. Like it was a rerun of Joanne's first fight in Invicta. It was the first ever fight I watched, so that's always where my head's been. So that's basically the goal for. I mean, Invicta it's a promotion for women, isn't it? Really, it's one where women seem to thrive and they get really all the attention. One FC are doing some good stuff as well. it's a bit the MMA side of things is not as built up yet, but it's Asia, so they've got a lot of small women and all, so
yeah,
there is options.
And obviously One FC is a promotion we bang on about all the time. It's definitely one that's doing really good things. And I guess the other thing is it's opportunities for you to potentially go out there and test yourself against some of the best girls in the world. And how long have you been training with James here now?
Just over a year, I think. Just before you came here, like a few months before you came here.
Yeah, but maybe a year and a half.
Yeah, something like that.
And over the course since we came in, how much have you seen her improving this year?
Our improvements were massive. The first thing we done when she came in was talk about implementing some kind of process to her game, because before she was doing a lot of stuff well, but you have to have this kind of idea exactly how you're going to win the fights, and you have to be honest with yourself. Like, some people are never going to be going out and knocking people out dead. Some people are never going to be landing submissions. So it was just a case of talking about how process of winning fights and then tailoring every single training session towards this, while still kind of adding to your game. And it's been the improvement's been massive. It's been really noticeable. Like, the version there right now would absolutely smoke the one that came here a year and a half ago. It wouldn't be a contest.
No.
I guess that's the goal, and it's coming here's benefited you and obviously improved you as a fighter. And how much have you enjoyed the process over the time you've come in?
It's been excellent. I just feel like it's just a good environment for me here. I feel like I'm, especially maybe the last kind of 10 months, I feel like I'm really thriving. With new facilities helped a lot. There's a few new guys in. Jamie Middleton comes down from Montrose and stuff now to help with my grappling, and she's like a really good blue belt. She's really aggressive grappling. That's really brought my grappling along like massively.
Yeah.
Kind of the last maybe 6 months or so. So there's just a load of good guys around me, and I'm just like, I'm happy here, man. It's like that's a massive difference for me from before. I'm just dead settled. I'm chilled out, and that makes it a lot easier to get better.
And obviously we as well, we've had your partner on, Kieran, before. How's that dynamic? Obviously both of you are training, both of you are fighting. Is that something that works for you, having him here all the time with you?
It's really good. We don't actually see for all we're like in the same space all the time. We don't actually train together that much, and we kind of run separate things in the gym, so I don't feel like I'm can't get to see the back of him or anything, but it's good. We both have the same sort of goals, and we're pretty similar people, so it works really well for us anyway.
Guess it helps as well when you're coming up to fights and one of you's maybe having to make weight, or maybe some anxieties that you experience and stuff like that, so you can kind of understand what it's like. You maybe know when to give the other one space. And
I remember when I was first going out with him, the very first fight that I had, that he'd been with me, he hadn't fought yet. And he was handing me his Chinese to hold him like the way home, and I was cutting weight and pure starving. I had a Chinese on my lap that wasn't for me. He doesn't do that anymore. But no, it's good. It's good for stuff like that. Most of the time, it's just knowing when to shut up as well. You know?
Aye.
You hear a lot of the guys in here like moaning their missus is pure nipping their ear all the time, and they're fighting and hungry and that. And we just don't do that. We both know when to wrap it. So. It's good that works for us anyway.
No, that's it. I guess that's the benefit. So definitely no more Chineses.
No more Chineses on my lap. No, he was eating toast really loud actually the other night, and I was fuming, absolutely fuming. It was
So is the toast eating barred as well now? Or?
It's a noise, man. Is he any food you can hear eating when you're hungry? I was raging, but apart from that, we're very happy. I'm making it sound awful. It's all right.
don't eat toast in the same room.
Just don't eat toast near me.
And, the other thing with you, Fee, as well, you've had an interesting story, something that I hope you're all right speaking about. If you could tell us a wee bit, you've obviously suffered from, was it anorexia before fighting, and now, when did you first start training MMA?
Started training maybe 5 years ago now, something like that. I don't know, 5, 6. And
is that how big was that in helping you in moving into MMA? If you can tell us, tell a wee bit about that.
I mean, I was I was already like weight recovered by the time I started. It would have been a terrible idea to start battering my body off of somebody else when I'm really underweight. But I'd kind of made that recovery. It's just the stability. A lot of things. There's a real focus on being strong and healthy and how fit you can be and how you need to be strong, you need to be fit. So it's a different atmosphere to, I think, what even a lot of just girls experience. You just like, I used to do ballet and like just the conversation all the time was like what you were eating for lunch and who was this weight, the tutor says you're too big. And there's just none of that here. It's like even though you have to make weight, everyone's focus is on like how strong I am, how much am I lifting. And then like I get a lot of the same things that I got for being ill and not eating that I get for training now. Like I get a mad adrenaline rush for it. It occupies all my time. I've got a focus. I get a sense of achievement. So everything that I got for no eating, I get for training now, which is good.
And sorry, you're obviously a fighter and you're obviously getting a platform to speak in that, so it's good for you, for other people that are maybe going through in that, they can see where you've got to and the stage you're at now. Is that something, do you get people reaching out to you or anything like that?
Quite a lot. It's funny because I'm quite open about it, but I don't it's not like I don't enjoy speaking about it. It's because I'm in quite a good place just now. Sometimes I'm like, for fuck's sake, let's talk about this again. But I get a lot of people actually like just messaging, say even like folk mums and stuff and that, saying like, oh, how did you do this? How did this happen? And even being able to point them in some sort of direction of where to maybe look for the right help and things like that. It's really rewarding. So I think like a girl that I knew from hospital, she died like maybe 3 years ago. And then I got in contact with her brother and stuff, and that's been really nice, and being able to help just see him through like that grieving process. And I think it helps him to see people that are getting through it better than.
That's it. And I guess if you can help some people along the way, I mean that is rewarding in itself. And obviously, sorry about bringing that up. I just wanted to. I just feel it's quite important to obviously talk about. So and with regards to the second fight, Battle Arena, who is? Do you have the opponent for that one yet? Who is it? No,
Swedish girl.
Swedish girl. So is that just a Swedish girl?
I check on my phone, but it was dealing with the first one. Anna Astic.
So is this a case of topology?
Tall Swedish southpaw. Yeah, I just send names.
or do you just get the names and let James do that work?
I just send names to either James or a promoter and see if they can see if they know and we'll take it.
See if that, I know some fighters like to get quite cerebral and look at their opponents themselves. Are you that way, or do you sort of let James take care of that and trust that he does all that for you?
I'll have a look. I'll have a look at the start. Usually at the start of camp, and then I won't look again because you can get too into that and start being like, for fuck's sake, she's going to batter me. I'll look a bit, and then James obviously looks. So
I'll usually have a look just to see who we need for training partners, like sparring, or what we need guys to replicate. Normally I'll have a look, make some points, and just whoever we're going to use as the main kind of 2 or 3 training partners, I'll message them saying I need you to do this. Like for the Michael Johnson fight, Mark Ewan was Stevie's main training partner, so a lot of the focus was based on the stuff that Michael Johnson does, and then even asking like Kieran Smith came in, the boxer, just to ask him not to kind of play his normal. Kieran's got a really what traditional boxing game, really boxes really well off the jab and stuff like that, whereas like I need you to lead me with a hook and whatever else. So I'll have a look, but again, once you start obsessing over it, it becomes more about them and less about you. So just have a quick look, and there's 2 or 3 wee things you look for, and then just take it from there.
And just build it all on that.
Yeah, I think as well, especially at my level, there's no like massive things to be breaking down, really. Especially at this level, there's basic things.
Aye, and you've obviously got, there's a lot of obviously bodies in the gym as well. Have you got a sort of main core of people that who's your main training partners in the gym?
Logan's my main like training partner. bit lost when he's not in here sometimes. And there's a load of good, like a bunch of the wee teenage boys kind of coming up. They're really good for me. Kind of Mark and Paul and Lewis and stuff have been really good for me. But Logan's probably my core training partner. But there's a good number of guys in here for me, like that are sensible and that I trust, which is good, especially when my weight's getting lower and I'm not as big. Getting close
to the fight. I guess that's when when that increase in injury that potentially goes up when you're starting to get your weight down and stuff like that.
You need to be careful who you're working with and stuff. It's usually you want to work with the people you're working with a lot, because you end up with a connection and a bit of a flow with them. Like Chris Shaw was in on Sunday before he trained 10 to 12 and then he flew to Manila at 4, so he actually sparred 10 threes on Sunday. But we made a point of just being like, go with the guys you've been with for the last 8 weeks when you've been in, because if you go with somebody new and in the day son you've not seen the last 8 weeks, that's the one that'll catch you with something stupid. So you need to be aware of where the person is in relation to how far out for the fight, where their weight is, their energy levels, and who you're putting them with.
I guess it's minimising risk then, isn't it? Because there's always going to be a certain level of risk there that you turn your knee a certain way in the mat, or there's certain stuff that's unavoidable.
You have to watch it, and then once they get everything they need out that session, you can pull the plug on the session a wee bit and say, like, that's enough, let's take the pace down, go do this where there's no risk and stuff like that. You have to, the coach has to run that stuff smart. Like, you can't just turn up and have them all doing the same stuff.
I saw one, did you see that one on, was it Instagram up at Stevie's gym, was it Owen Evans?
The
Cottage toe. That was pretty nasty.
They're no good.
No.
You need to watch what you're doing. Certain mats are no good for toes. That's why we've got the big cover and stuff like that. But we've got Justin Flanagan on point here for any. He likes to dislocate toes for some reason.
So what was the one he done a while ago? Whose was it he had to fix?
He's done toes, shoulders, noses and fingers. So
he's an unofficial higher level fixer upper.
Yeah,
he's actually really good at it. Like, he should have been a nurse. You've ever come to sit and screaming, then Justin goes there and does the magic, fixes him.
He looked like he could have been doing the nurse the other day. Did you know he had a wee ladder fall?
That's a good landing.
He done well. He kind of stuck the landing.
There was a pit thing next to that as well in that garage. You didn't see he could have went down into that pit.
Nah, he's obviously been practicing his landing. So
agility ladder stuff's paying off.
That's it.
He is good at that.
And obviously we're discussing injuries, and we've got UFC London coming up. So obviously Stevie was scheduled to fight Mark Diakese. That's kind of a fight that's been sort of bubbling away for many years now. Obviously, I think it was when Stevie was Cage Warriors, Mark was Obama champ, so it was who was the best in the country. But unfortunately, that fight is no longer happening at this moment in time.
Yep, Stevie's had to pull. He's got some injury issues that's been attended to. Pretty much, it's been long term stuff. The Johnson fight, he got a cortisol shot in his knee and kind of went ahead with the fight, and it restricted some of the stuff we could do in the gym. But he obviously was good on the night and stuff, but he was at a place where if he trained on the Sunday, his knee would swell up, and that would be him to Wednesday. And we tried everything. He's seen his physio, he's done the cryotherapy stuff, he's tried absolutely everything, and back to see the surgeon and whatever else, and he just wasn't getting anywhere with it. So it was getting frustrating for him. He's been in touch with the UFC, and they've got him applying for a visa to go over. I think he's going to get stem cell treatment in it. I think that's maybe the last resort for it now. So hopefully that takes. He's been doing some stuff with the bike and try to strengthen his legs, and some stuff the physios have recommended. But unfortunately, he can't fight Mark with an injury like that. Like, Mark's legit a very, very good fighter. He's a dangerous fighter. There's certain opponents I would have maybe still put him in with.
Aye.
But Mark isn't one of them, to be honest. We've got, as much as the two of them are going back and forth with each other, they respect each other enough that Stevie's not going in there with an injury. And I'm sure Mark doesn't want Stevie coming in less than 100%. But it looks like they've signed Jai Herbert to fight him, which is Cage Warriors lightweight champion again. So that looks like a great fight.
That is a really good fight, actually. That's Jai Herbert. There you go. That's going to be. That'll definitely be a good one. Yeah. He's been doing some really good things and tearing through guys at
good
Cage
fighter.
Warriors.
Two good fighters for two very good gyms as well, which is always cool.
And obviously Stevie contacted Mark to let him know about the fight. So
Stevie's just had a kid as well, so he's been all over the place. But he shot him a message, and the two of them had that. I don't know what happened with the back and forth, but Mark was in Sweden when we were there. And I like him. I like watching him. I'm really pally with his coach Danny Mitchell. I'm quite friendly with some of the guys. He trains with Liam Harrison and stuff. So, but the two of them definitely have a mutual respect for each other. Like if Stevie didn't respect him, we would have put him in the fight.
What you say as well from Mark's point of view. I mean, Mark had a bit of a tough time. Obviously, things weren't going his way, but he seems to have turned a corner.
I think it all coincides with him going to American Top Team. I think he's went over there. Said so much hype about him. Deservedly, he's frightening when he gets flown. And then he's lost 3 fights, and then since he's been back with Danny Mitchell, he's looked much better. He's beat. He took Joe Duffy to school, and then the same with Vanata. But I think Danny Mitchell's underrated as a coach. They've got a really good team down there. He's got a ton of fighters. I think he's got 2 gyms and just a ridiculous number of fighters. But the difference in Mark since he's been back in England and working with Danny Mitchell has been noticeable.
Do you think it's like in Mark's case, or I guess it happens with a lot of fighters? They go to these stateside, to these big massive gyms, and they're going in there and they just sometimes can become another body. So they're not getting that. They don't get that 1-to-1 work. So potentially their development either stalls or it can, in some cases, go backwards. Do you see that happening much with guys who go out to these big massive teams and it doesn't benefit them in any way? It's
very common, to be fair. A lot of it depends on the individual. Like some people go to the environments and thrive, but the people I've dealt with have not really thrived in that environment. Like Stevie's had multiple trips to TriStar, and there's a couple of times when he's there messaging me saying, "Is there no way you can come here for a month? Do you know, like I need you to do this and that?" And I'm like, "I've got a gym and a family. I can't come for a month." So he's not really been to TriStar for a while for his camps. And you see it all the time if you look at how a lot of them bounce about from camp to camp. And again, it does. Some people suit that. They can go and just get what they need there. They can go and get the sparring and put it all together themselves. But some people definitely need somebody like a figure point, a head coach that cares about them and will give them that attention. Whereas some of these kind of super camps, it's like a farm almost. You turn up and you get lost in the rotation a wee bit.
I sometimes think when I see a fighter going from gym to gym, I think you start getting a bit worried that they're looking for something and they're potentially that's something that they could address themselves, but they're looking at it's almost like they're looking for a wee magic formula that's going to make everything work. It can be a bit of a concern. Sometimes
they go and then they get bombarded with all this new information and they get swamped under with too many ideas, whereas fighting's really about restricting stuff. It's about stripping away at stuff. Well, you're always going to add details and refine stuff, but when you go over and you've got 10 different coaches telling you 10 different things, it can confuse you a wee bit sometimes. And you see it a lot. But certain people it suits, but usually the guys it suits are guys that are pretty well established and they're going there for the sparring, different bodies, or they're going there for maybe they've got a guy there that's got a certain style that replicates who they're fighting. But a lot of these super gyms are not really bringing people up for scratch anymore. It seems to be a process where guys are coming for smaller, close-knit teams and then eventually they disappear to these super gyms.
Aye. It definitely does happen. I mean, there's a lot like one example I can always mind Dustin Poirier when he was coming through. He was with Tim Crater, and then ATT was where he ended up going as well. So there was a documentary that he released early on, if you minded that.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And then going, so that you get that seems to be quite a lot these days.
He was at ATT, I think, before it became what it is now. And he was already pretty established when he went there. He was one of the best. They had their fights, and he was one of the best guys kind of on the regional circuits coming through. And it took him a while at ATT to get where he needed to go as well. But I think that gym's is absolutely massive now, isn't it? And they're having a lot of success and stuff. But for the number of people that gets through the door, the success maybe should be a bit higher.
Aye, just with the sheer amount of bodies, and it's guys that are already at the top of the food chain.
Yeah, they're already pretty much established when they're coming up.
And just back on Stevie for a wee minute, obviously with the stem cell, if just touch wood here, if something doesn't work, would the next step be then looking at surgery? Would that be?
He's had surgery previously. He's had a couple on one knee, 2 on one knee and 1 on the other, removing cartilage. So one of the knees has actually not got a lot of cartilage left. So I think that there's another treatment, I can't mind the name of it, but the stem cells the next thing, and the UFC is actually paying for it, which is cool. It's an expensive process that if they weren't paying for it, he wouldn't be able to get it. He's planning, all going well, he recovers well, but he's got a 4-fight deal still with the UFC. So if it comes to it and the stem cells don't take or whatever, then there's this one more procedure to kind of try, and then failing that, his plan is pretty much to go in half injured and try and kill people.
Sounds pretty good.
So best laid plans, just try and take some heads off.
Pretty much, that's what he's been saying. I'm just street fight. They'll either get me or I'll get them.
I just want the one-legged assassin, But fingers crossed. Obviously, that so is it looking about a year then, or what's it looking at?
Nah, once he gets the treatment, it's 6 weeks for it to take. He actually, when he took the Diakese fight, we were trying to get the treatment, and we could have still fitted the fight in. Yeah, but he's had issues with his visa again. He always has issues with his visa.
Dodgy bastard.
Despite the fact he's been in America and had visas like 5 times, they always knock him back. He goes to the embassy, they put him on an appeal list, and then he gets it. So the visa will cut. He's had the visa before. He fought in Nashville. He's been to the PI multiple times. He's been in Vegas for stuff training and whatever. So his visa will come, but the time constrictions just ran over. So London just became. It was impossible for him. He was either going to have to go injured or not. But initially, when the doctors at the UFC were like coming to get the stem cells, if he'd got the visa straight away, he could have had them and still done the fight. He'd have still been able to do his camp. It's no point to do it that way.
At the end of the day, probably be smart move, especially by how good Diakese is, and he's like say he seemed to found his groove again.
Yeah, he'll be confident. He's coming off 2 wins. He's also stamps on the knee. If you watch him quite a lot, he's got a really good low line side kick and a oblique kick. His leg kicks are good and stuff as well. So the knee would have probably taken a bit of damage off him. Like,
well, who knows? Could London's loss potentially be Scotland's gain down the line?
They can. Both of them will still end up fighting each other. I think whoever wins the fight out of Mark and Jai Herbert, the one of them two is in the argument with Stevie to who's the best guy in the country at the weight. Stevie's still 7-4 in the UFC. He still beat bigger names than any of the other lightweights. So he still has to be regarded as the top guy in the now. But at some point they'll want to fight each other. That's what happens. You want the best guys kind of regionally in your division, and then you want to kind of conquer Europe, and then you want to, do you know what I mean, start pressing for kind of world rankings and stuff.
That'd be a potential nice wee headline fight for a UFC Glasgow card. That'd be lovely.
Yep, that'd be good.
So we'll see how we go. And obviously we had the UFC the weekend with Bellator as well. So with Cyborg making a promotional debut for Bellator. She's obviously fought for Scott Coker before, starting back in Strikeforce. She's in there against Julia Budd. She's in there against Julia Budd. What were your thoughts leading into that one? How did it go how you thought it would go?
Aye, pretty much. I thought the only interest I had on it was because Julia Budd's quite big and physical. I thought maybe she'd be able to match her, but she looks like Cyborg was too much an athlete for the speed difference was massive, like you could see. And then just even how aggressive Cyborg was, she had no respect for whatsoever. She kind of just went through her a wee bit.
Aye, I think Julia Budd's, I think her confidence has been mentioned before, that sometimes she's maybe not the most confident fighter. Do you think she looked like a fighter that thought she could win that fight?
I think it's hard to be like that when you're going against Cyborg, isn't it? Generally, yeah. So if there's any doubt in your mind that that's not happening, that night, I think, yeah.
I mean, she done well at points in the fight. She done well, obviously, and I mean, Julia Budd does come from a striking background. That's her background, and she did well up against the cage. But every time Cyborg, they broke free, Cyborg just looked like everything was fighting, and she was throwing everything just vicious.
Intense, different.
Yeah, just that intensity. She couldn't handle it, and she wasn't technical enough to contain her physicality. I don't think either.
Do you think there's a woman out there at all, out with say Amanda Nunes at 145 that can beat Cyborg?
I don't think so. There's not many of them. Again,
she got beaten like a Glory. Aye, she got knocked out.
I can't remember that girl's name. She's on bars.
She was massive. It was weird. She was massive.
I'm not sure. I don't think so. Not under MMA rules anyway. But again, there's probably only about 4 women in the world at that weight fighting.
I think the talk leading into this one was, well, obviously she's won belts in that's 4 promotions. She's won belts.
Is it?
So Strikeforce, UFC, Bellator, and Invicta. So she's a 4 promotion. I mean, but she lost her first fight. I think that was about 14-15 years ago, and then obviously the Amanda Nunes fight happened. But do you feel that Cyborg should be? I mean, I don't like the greatest of all time argument anyway. I think it should be the greatest of an era because it's ever changing. Yeah. Would you put Cyborg as a GOAT in women's MMA, or do you feel that's Amanda Nunes' crown?
I would go Amanda Nunes. I'll tell you why. Pretty much because she's failed drug tests before. Yeah. 2016, I think, in UFC, and then wherever she was, 2011, I think she tested positive for Stanozol or something. So as soon as you start popping for drug tests, not even once but twice, then you can't have them in the conversation for the greatest of all time. She's got so many physical advantages. At one point she's probably the only full-time female MMA athlete in the world making any money, and she's still having to juice up. So I wouldn't consider it. I wouldn't even have anybody who gets caught taking performance enhancing drugs can't be in the discussion. It's the same with the men's. Like when people ask, I wouldn't have John Jones, and I think he's the best guy that's ever fought in the cage, easy. But I always think GSP never tested positive for anything. There's maybe speculation, but he's never tested positive for anything, so he has to be. He's my kind of best guy, all time fighter. But I would have Amanda Nunes over. She's absolutely schooled her when she fought. She's never had any problems. She's a 2-weight world champion at the UFC. Yeah. If she went to the other organisation, she'd be the champion there as well. She just looks like she's learning and she's different from what she was. And she's not relying on physicality. She's a proper martial artist there.
You could see in that Cyborg fight when she initially clips Cyborg, then Cyborg comes back. She doesn't just rush in. She picks her shots, picks the time as well, and just lands a shot perfectly.
She's beat like the names on Amanda Nunes' record are impressive as well. She's beat the weight 135 pounds is a more competitive weight class than 45 ever was, and she's the one that went up and beat the bigger champion. When Cyborg was never willing to come down and face Ronda Rousey, they were always going back and forth with the weight. And even just the manner that she was dispatching some of the girls in, you can't really argue against Amanda Nunes, I don't think.
And obviously Amanda Nunes beat Bud as well, as did Ronda Rousey. That was the 2 losses she'd suffered. And obviously on the UFC as well, we had it was Blades versus Dos Santos the weekend. What was your thoughts on the main event? I wasn't too keen on the main event, no, because I don't like both fighters. I like Blades, I think he's a really good fighter, but it's more Junior. He seems to be at that stage now in his career, especially at heavyweight, because I mean, obviously when you fight at heavyweight, the chances of getting knocked out are vastly increased, and Junior seems to be, he's had quite a few bad knockouts now, and even though it was a TKO technically.
Aye, they just seem to be wheeling him out now for other guys to build a name off of. It's unfortunately when you're you're kind of former champion and elite level guy, once you get older, these young guys are going to build their name off of you. But it doesn't seem he's not seemed very good for a while.
Do you think it was that see the second Kane fight when Kane put an absolute pasting on him?
The two of those, it was at 2 and 3. Did they fight him 3 times, I think? But
because the first one was a short one, wasn't it? Junior clipped him behind the ear but Kane beat him badly, and then he had the Ngannou knockout and stuff as well. So he's took a lot of damage, that guy. I like him as well. He's back when he was coming up and stuff. He was good. He's one of the kind of better boxers in the division and stuff. But unfortunately, the mileage on the clock and stuff gets to you. And I think Blades was just always going to be a bad fight for him stylistically with the wrestling. Blades is in a sort of weird spot because obviously Stipe is now looks like he's potentially out for a while. Obviously there's something to do with his vision, so then you look who's sort of the next guy's teetering about. Ngannou, who's put Blades away twice now, and then DC, I don't know if DC comes back.
Yep.
It's kind of stalls things in the heavyweight division, isn't it?
I think DC's waiting on Stipe. They obviously can't put Ngannou back with Blades. Have matched him with the guy that just beat over him, so I don't know what they'll do with Curtis Blades.
Nah, it's a weird one in the heavyweight division. A couple of wins can put you right at the top, but obviously with the champion out, I think there's a potentially an interim belt getting through in there, Ngannou and DC, if DC would take that fight. If
Stipe's out for any length of time, the way they're doing it now, isn't it? So it makes sense.
What a scary man Ngannou is.
Aye.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't think there'd be many. I don't think there'd be many heavyweights fancying. Obviously, Stipe, he went out there and took his shots, but yeah, I mean, you couldn't take too much shots off him. That wouldn't be a match up many people would be running towards. Maybe Stevie would take it, but fucking, I don't fancy getting cracked off in Ngannou. That's sort of death sentence, isn't it?
He's got that power that scares people. I think even when he's landing partial shots on people, that the theory, it's like.
Aye.
It's like, oh fuck.
It's that Overeem one.
That was the worst one, that's it.
That put the fear into you even watching it. I mean, they sent Overeem into your orbit. That shit was scary.
Pure reconsidering my choices after that. Maybe this isn't for me.
Thank Christ he's a man in the heavyweight division.
Just quick him. I was in a changing room and he was hitting pads before, and he's so big but he's super fast.
Did you know no fancy taking a wee shot in the pads?
I wouldn't mind. I've done that before. I think I was at Invicta and Pat Barry was there with Rose, and I was like, "Can you go and kick these away?" I had these daft wee thigh pads that I used to travel with because they were super light, and he's threw a couple of kicks, and I was like, "Jesus Christ!"
Who's the hardest guy you've ever felt hitting pads?
Christ knows. He kicked hard like him. There was a couple of guys I've not actually fought that kicked pretty hard. I'm not sure. His kicking was nice, like it was really nice.
Did you know fancy getting Mark Hunt when he was in the gym, get a wee round in the pads with him?
I would have. That was actually he'd messaged me about holding pads for him and I couldn't make it. I had stuff on it, so I couldn't go.
You know fancy jumping on that?
Absolutely not.
No, fuck that holding pads. You did up losing your arms.
He's a big bump, like.
With guys like that, if you're holding pads like that, is there that worry in the back of your mind that, oh man, I really hope he doesn't miss or make a mistake and I end up flattened?
Nah, if they hit you, it's kind of your fault as well. If you're switched on and stuff, they shouldn't be getting near you. But it's more just the kind of trauma on your shoulders and stuff like that with the guys. You need to. I've got certain pads I hold with bigger dudes. Like we've not got a lot of massive guys in here, thankfully.
Yeah,
I think up to. We've got one guy at kind of middleweight and stuff, but it's no good for you, the guys hitting you. Like it's no good. Everyone shakes and gets loose.
Now I can imagine the vibrations just constantly going through your arms.
You get fat. That.
Well, so if you ever get the opportunity, you're going to see if Ngannou will jump on the pads.
I wouldn't mind just let him throw a couple shots, like just to get an appreciation. I always wanted to see it, like maybe maybe Mike Tyson hit like a left hook or something. Just to, you can't appreciate that stuff unless you feel it.
I know.
But I mind I'd done a seminar with Raymond Deckers in Glasgow once, and he demonstrated some stuff on the mind, being like, holy shit, and I had the same thing with Hicks and Gracie, and both of the guys are similar to my size. They weren't massive, but you're just like, it's amazing what kind of human body's capable of when it's trained to that level. But it'd be interesting with some of the bigger dudes. Like,
I watched a video on Deckers the other day. It was just a highlight reel, and I was just remembering how good he was. But I think his legs were fucked. Like they were literally falling apart.
He started having to change stance because his ankles, I think, and then he had issues in Thailand. I think he'd went in with ankle injuries and ended up getting infections and stuff. So by the end, like if you watch him train, he's wearing big ankle pads, and he started punching a wee bit more. If you watch him coming up, he fought in the UK and stuff. He was a really fluent kicker coming off the punches, but he became really boxing heavy near the end. But he was absolutely frightening.
He was probably one of the best Westerners ever to go there, because he went out and he was one of the first ones, was it, to win in the stadiums or win?
He changed it up a wee bit. He opened a lot of doors. They also took like some of the top ties to Holland, and he beat them over there as well. Like, he was something else.
It was just that different style, wasn't it, between the Thais and the Dutch at the time, because the Dutch were with the Thais, they were the main guys coming through.
Yep.
That was amazing. On the UFC card, obviously, we had a bit of British interest, Welsh and English. Arnold Allen, he was going into his fight against Nick Lentz. He was on about a six fight winning streak in the UFC, which, I mean, that alone, that is obviously extremely difficult to do,
especially in that division. He looked great. He's just turned 26 as well. Everybody knew when he was coming up he was going to be very good, that kid. I mind seeing him fight before, and he's a dead nice kid, but he seems to have, he's one of the guys that he got to a good level in the UK with Jack Mason, but he seems to have thrived at TriStar. He's been there, and he's the guys on that winning streak, the names are excellent as well. Mads Burnell's on there. Nick Lentz, obviously. Gilbert Melendez. Nick Lentz is not an easy fight for anybody, and he looked brilliant. We've actually been, a couple of guys in the gym, we've been discussing dealing with pressure fighters, guys coming forward and pressure and that's the perfect fight to watch to see how to deal with it. Like Arnold Allen just kind of diffused them a wee bit and took the pressure away from him. So he was sensational again.
Nick was coming back down a division, wasn't he? And he's now and I mean, Nick Lyons looked good in that fight.
He's actually but he left American top team, went to Henry Hoofs, and he's kicking in, and his whole game looks better. He looked really composed. He used to be boring as shit. Him. I used to joke about if he was fighting in my front garden, I'd shut the curtains. Me and Kieran Malone used to say, well, Nick Lentz is on, I can't be arsed watch. Like, he used to just grind against the fence, and then when he's went to Henry Hoofs, he's exciting now. He's had good fights with, even the last fight with Charles Oliveira, and he's thrown head kicks and stuff, and he could have potentially been a bit of a slip up for Arnold Allen. It was a risky fight for him, but he never looked in any danger at all. He looked brilliant.
He wasn't letting himself get caught against the cage too often. His movement was good.
His lateral movement was great.
And he was obviously his striking looked great. Don't get me wrong, he get caught a few times, but he mixed up the lateral movement with every now and again. He wouldn't move as much, and he'd throw, and he landed a nice left cross, and he'd throw 2 or 3 wee shots, and then he'd go back and take the pressure off and go back to the movement. So he was fluctuating between the two really well, and it's hard to do that for 15 minutes against a guy like Nick Lentz, and he looked good. His concentration and his discipline was excellent. It seemed like it was the right test for him at the right time as well, having that, because obviously he said Gil Melendez, grappler, but no a really good grappler, but not so much a wrestler. So it was probably the right test for him at this time. And
it was another skill set for him to tick off that he's handled it, which is good.
So what do you think's next for him next? Do you think it's potentially top 10?
I think so. They'll have to kind of start pushing them. Like, once you start putting runs like that together, then you're going to have to get names. It's the same as Leon Edwards when he's now getting Tyrone Woodley off. He's like on an 8-fight winning streak or something. So I don't think it'll be a top 5. It'll be anywhere from maybe 10 to 12 or something. But it'll be somebody, it'll definitely be a good fighter.
And obviously we also had Brett Johns on the card. He's coming off a couple of defeats, but the guys he's lost to are the top guys. It's Aljamain Sterling and Pedro Munoz. So he was going to that fight. Probably, I think he said himself he felt there was a bit of pressure on them. There always is in the UFC, because having that third loss is always something you want to avoid. What did you think of the fight? Obviously, up until the finish in the third.
It was a great fight. Me and Kieran were actually texting each other during it.
That was class.
The grappling exchanges were brilliant. It was back and forth. I think I actually said in here on Sunday, like, if you're signing for the UFC, there's no many guys you not have. You don't want Brett Johns as your first fight in UFC, because you're not. You've seen it with Sterling and Munoz. They guys never beat him easy. They decisioned him, and he had his moments in their fights.
It's a horrible fight to be in.
He's a horrible first fight for you, like, because he's going to be in your face. He looked excellent. I thought they keep going on about how we can't wrestle in this country and stuff, and nobody's out wrestled him really other than Sterling, I think.
He's the only person that's took him down, I think.
They kept going on. DC kept going on about that guy training with some college wrestling room and stuff, and
getting mauled.
Brett Johns he's a judo. He said some judo stuff before, but his takedowns were excellent. But I really enjoyed that fight. I thought the other kid was good as well. There was a sequence in it where Brett had shot and the guy pulled him up and actually hit him like a head and arm throw.
That was class.
It was really nice. You don't see a lot of that. And then I thought it looked a wee bit like Brett was starting to get tired, but when he got that back, he just started pouring the punches. I knew the choke was coming. You see him trying the choke and not getting it, and then it just shows you the guy's class. He's went to punch, and then slipped and choke him.
How close do you think it was seeing was it the end of the first round? I don't know if the choke was on. It wasn't under the chin, was it?
It didn't look as deep as what the last one did, that's for sure. Both of them guys were like, they were there to fight. They both came through adverse. That's what you want in a fight. You want it to be. You don't want some guy just coming out and schooling the other guy and it looks like a mismatch. That was a good fight.
It looked exhausting.
See that? It was a horrible fight.
Up and down constantly. There was just I know, but and the thing with Brett Johns as well is, like, even in the Pedro Munoz fight, Pedro Munoz is known for what he's got. I mean, we've seen it against Cody Garbrandt, but he stood with him as well.
His striking's good. He's fair. Another really good gym. His coach is a guy called Chris Rees, and they've got really good jiu-jitsu guys there. That kid called Ashley Williams, who's like one of the best grapplers in the country. And Brett Johns doesn't get the credit he deserves. I don't think when he was fighting, even on Cage Warriors, he was that guy that just fucking put it on everybody. And he's no change for the UFC. It's like he's usually, when they go for Cage Warriors, there's an adjustment period and stuff, but he's just fitted right in. And then the UFC know what he's worth, or they wouldn't put him with guys like Sterling and Munoz.
Thing is, as well, sometimes see at the lighter weight classes, like 155, it's so deep and there's so many people, or even 145, but like you're 135, 125, the divisions don't have the same depth, so sometimes you go in and you don't get those build up fights. Like, that's it. Like Arnold Allen slowly seems to have progressed and the levels went up every time he's fought. Whereas at those lower weight classes, sometimes you go sign maybe one fight and then you're straight in there against the top of the heap.
Kenny recently with Johnny Walker. He had a couple of fights and I'm like, if he gets past Corey Anderson, he'll be in the title picture and stuff. And you're like, the guy's quite exciting with his knockouts and stuff, but if you watch his skill set and stuff like that, how can that guy be? He's not going to touch John Jones. Or some divisions are easier, especially if you come in and you kind of blast through people and you're quite exciting. You can jump the queue a wee bit.
Corey Anderson's that type of fighter as well, that if you're not quite there in every facet, you're going to get found out. I've heard Johnny Walker was quite exciting when he was up in Aberdeen. If what the stories go, we'll not get it too much, but there was empty wrappers and stuff like that from what I've heard. Pretty grim viewing, I heard. So but no, overall, I mean, it was a really, really good night for the UK fighters. Were there any other fights that particularly stood out to you on that card?
I pretty much just watched it for Brett Johns and Arnold Allen. I was looking forward to the RDA fight, and then it turned out to be a bit rubbish.
That wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
I feel, who's RDA's manager? Because it feels like they're going, here's a wrestler, here's another wrestler, and here's another
He can
wrestler.
wrestle, but as well,
Yeah,
like
I didn't get that.
that's the worst I've seen him look.
He's went through what probably the two best guys in that weight at the moment that you would have to say is Usman and Kobe. You should both of them effectively back to back, wouldn't it?
Yep.
And then Chiesa, I don't feel like, for example, Usman, he doesn't hold the same threat on the feet, but he is a very, very good wrestler.
He's a good grappler as well. His chokes and stuff are pretty good.
So it was. It's one of the ones. It could be. Do you think RDA is possibly in the back nine now, or?
I think he has been for a while. When he moved up, he had a couple good performances and stuff, but he's long in the game, isn't he?
Aye. So that sort of wraps up everything for the weekend. And obviously, 3 fights coming up, so hopefully we'll finish on this 2020. Big year for you, 3 fights. Fingers crossed that's how it goes.
Hopefully, yeah. At least.
So if opportunities come up, then we hope to try and get as much fights in as possible. Obviously, if you remain injury free and everything like that.
Dad fight fucking 5-6 times a year if I could. So aye, be ready for whatever.
Brilliant. And coaching point of view, do you feel that big year in 2020 we could potentially see Fee, let's say, on Invicta or something like that?
Aye, definitely. I think it's only a matter of time, to be honest. But it's just getting the fights. But that's 2 booked in for before April's finished.
Aye, so that's good.
Aye.
So I mean, we'll definitely get at least another one. But I think Dan's talking about September as well. So it really only leaves us 1 to fight, potentially 5-1 by the end of the year, and then it'll be good.
World's your oyster then, eh?
Yeah.
So brilliant. And obviously, Kieran, just remember, keep the toast a wee bit quieter, mate.
I know.
Put a bit of butter on it.
As always, guys, thanks for tuning out to the show.